Oh, snap. I was just getting a quick drink of coffee before we went live here, and I was required to be live. So what's going on? It's Dave Sharpe. We are live, as we are 5 days a week here at Legendary Marketer at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live January 14th, December 10th. I mean, what else do you need to know to believe that these are live? You know, our president just got impeached yesterday. If anybody's skeptical, that we go live every day, there's some news that I couldn't have predicted. But anyways, look, we've got another guest, young man that I'm about to bring on, and I'm really excited about this conversation because we're going to talk about how attention to detail can skyrocket your business. This is going to be a big deal for me because this is one of the things that a lot of us overlook, and I'm so excited to get into this, to hear this dude's story. He just recently quit his job. He's an inspiration to me, to all of us. So with that being said, let me go ahead and bring onto the virtual stage Kenton Martin. What's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
Brother, I'm excellent, man. I'm excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Blessed.
All right. Where are you at? Where are you calling in from?
I'm from Ohio, just north of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. Nice. So you've got an inspiring, you've got something that needs to be told for everybody, that needs to be said just first and foremost. Obviously, you're a young guy, and you recently were able to quit your job. Tell us about, give us the nutshell version of kind of what you were doing before this, how you found online marketing, how you found Legendary, and then what led you to actually be able to transition to now being full-time.
Recently I was working 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. for a call center, working from home because obviously COVID and all that good stuff. And I made music actually. So, everyone tries to make music online and try to make money through streams and stuff, but it's a lot harder because you don't know how to market your product. Doesn't matter how good you are at music, you need to know how to market it. And, I was just looking, how can I make money online? I got this great product, I got music, but I don't know how to make money online. It's not working for me. So I started looking up all these different ways, looked on YouTube. I came across affiliate marketing, drop shipping, all this good stuff. But, YouTube just gives you a vision, doesn't give you direction. And, I was looking at all this information. I was kind of confused, what even is the value of a side hustle? Why would I make more money online? Obviously, everyone wants to make money, but what behind it makes people financially free? So then I started educating myself on financial literacy and understanding, you want to invest in assets. You want money to work for you because you'll never outwork money. Money works 24/7. It doesn't get COVID, doesn't need vacation, none of that. So you can't keep working for it because can't have that JOB that just over broke, but you can't work against it either. So you need that to work for you. And what I found is when I'm still at a job that only gives me $2,000 a month working 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., I can't keep investing a little bit, like $100 a month, into assets that'll make me money. I need more money that I can hire that makes me more money. I need to hire more employees, which came affiliate marketing. And I got to affiliate marketing and how to make money online through that business model because it's so simple and so beginner friendly. I realized that you can make money without having to put a lot of money up. I just needed direction, like I said. And that's when I came across, the 15-day business builder challenge. And I started really, really entering in the game of what affiliate marketing can do for you and how exactly, it can really spread and skyrocket you in terms of finance.
So what would, obviously you saw, I want to just kind of get this question out of the way, and then we're going to talk about some of the more mechanical, your topic that obviously you're a smart dude, and I think there's a lot we can learn from you. But what would you tell somebody who, you've seen all of the gurus, you've seen all of the various different opportunities because you did a lot of research and you, you're a detail oriented look into this. And what would you tell somebody about Legendary? Like, what's your experience been with us so far, with our community, with our company? If somebody was interested in getting started with affiliate marketing, what would you tell them about us?
Everything's just real, and you really will understand why you guys are so confident. The main thing that I noticed about Legendary Marketer and the 15-day business builder challenge in general is that you guys say, 15 days, it's only, for that low cost $7, but you can still refund it in 30 days, which is weird to me because I thought, why? How could you do that, if it's a 15-day challenge? But it's because of how confident you guys are in the knowledge that you guys are giving out. And I saw that right away once I got on. The valuable assets that you guys give to really make sure and ensure that we not only have success and you guys give valuable proven information, but you give us exactly how to apply that information and kind of hold our hand while we're applying that information. That makes it, over the top valuable for anyone that's trying to affiliate marketing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And I always sort of set myself up like when I ask that question live, because you could be like, "Hey, Legendary sucks," and I'm just on here to kind of grab some attention. But I appreciate it, and let's move on now to what you mean by the detail. Or I'm so interested in this because my my biggest growth piece, I had a lot of success. I had success even before we launched Legendary, which we're moving into our 5th year now.
Mm.
Because I had sort of some raw skills, Kenton, that I had sort of just kind of, like all of us are talented. All of us have raw skill, but it's about refining the skill, and it's about actually figuring out how to use our skills in the most impactful way possible. So one of the things that I've learned over the last 3-4 years and I focused on is clarifying communication, is being detail oriented, is how efficient that I've become as an entrepreneur because I pay so much more attention to detail. I've cut down on back and forth in communication. I've clarified my marketing message because I go through every single word whenever I write an email, whenever I write an ad, whenever I write a sales letter. I go through every detail and I ask myself, where could somebody get confused? Because a confused person never buys. Where am I being mixed in my messaging here? Where could somebody, as they're going through the challenge, fall off and get lost? Where are the black holes that people are stepping into and they're dropping off? So that's kind of been my experience. But the fact that you chose that as something that you thought would be powerful to talk about, let's launch into that. Give us your perspective and your journey with paying attention to detail and why that's been important to you.
Yeah, because even when I started into this journey with affiliate marketing and understanding what it was, I wanted to make sure that this is something that could be beneficial to me. So I was trying to figure out, who else is doing affiliate marketing? How can you be successful in affiliate marketing? Because everyone sees it, it's so awesome, whatever, but what's the big deal about it? And then once you get into it, you'll understand how important attention to detail is in your email marketing, like you said, writing, all sales letters and things of that nature, but understanding what makes affiliate marketing tick as a whole. Because a lot of people, they just, when they start, you'll be an affiliate for some company and you'll just spam a link. You get banned from Facebook groups and you tell everybody, buy this, and that. But what are the great affiliate marketers doing? What do you tell us to do in this 15-day challenge? And how are the great ones taking that knowledge and really expanding on it? And so I realized that it's not just an A to B path. When I'm looking at all the experts and the greats like you yourself, it's go around in different ways. So you want to provide so much value around whatever you're an affiliate for. And I didn't realize that until I started paying really close attention. So the great example that I always give is like, if you're an affiliate for a weight loss shake, right? You're not gonna just say, "Hey, buy this weight loss shake. It's awesome. Buy it," and get in spam and everything. What you want to do is you can do something awesome, like, "Hey, I'm gonna build a free 30-day program." Right? You come in and we're all gonna lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days. We're not gonna, slack around. We got motivational talks every morning. I'll give you a restaurant menu for free because everyone likes to eat at restaurants. All good value stuff. We got workouts for at home, in the gym, whatever. But then I say, hey, this weight loss shake also helps me on my journey. It's got 52 different flavors. If you want to, skyrocket that success within this program, check this out. People are more apt to look at that weight loss shake rather than you just spamming it. And it didn't click for me like that until I started really paying attention to how all these successful people are really being an affiliate marketer, how you are doing it, and how exactly you can bring more value rather than just spamming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, there is a lot of detail that goes into both creating content, chumming the waters, as I call it, and bringing people to the boat, and then the, where are you directing them next? How specific are you being with your calls to action? Are you using good transition statements to be able to go from whatever you're talking about in the video to then going to give them the call to action? That little one sentence transition statement, like, hey, if you liked what you heard or you want to learn how to do this too, go click the link in my bio. Like those transition statements, really nailing those. We had a show a couple of days ago with Nathan Earl, and we went through kind of some of the scripting for TikTok videos and his little hook formula, and how those words, even scripting out that sort of hook that you say in those first 2 seconds on a 15-second TikTok video, being very detail oriented about the words that you use, asking yourself, am I creating more confusion by what I'm saying? I'm sitting here redoing, and I have been for several months, an upgrade to the business blueprint, affiliate marketing business blueprint. And the attention to detail that I'm putting into that is just insane. And I think the difference that marketers who are super successful over long periods of time versus people who get lucky and might have a little success or never have any success is really what we're talking about here, paying attention to the details. And especially if I'm going to look at other marketers to model and learn from them, to really pay attention to what is really making this person successful. It's so easy to just go and say, oh, it's the software that they're using. Like they're using a different autoresponder, or they're using a different funnel builder, whatever. But all that shit is commodity, man. It's a dime a dozen now. It's the tool. It's like me building a house and having a Craftsman hammer or having a Milwaukee hammer. Like it doesn't matter. It's still a hammer. It does the same thing. It's what we say, how we say it. It's the energy that we have. I look at people who have a lot of influence, and there's certain elements about their personality that even though I don't look or sound like them, I can adopt to my personality. Vulnerability, like being more vulnerable, being more honest, being more transparent with in the sea of marketers. And one of the biggest objections is this real? Is this a scam? Like to put more emphasis on how can I build more trust with people so they believe that what I'm saying is true. And part of the ways to make yourself more trustworthy is to poke holes in your shit before somebody else does. That's one of the reasons why I've told my story as transparently as I have over the years about drug addiction and homelessness. The average person in your college business class is going to be like, don't ever talk about that. You're not going to be taught how to turn your mess into a message. But I know that not only does that put all my stuff out there so nobody can ever use it against me, but it also allows people to know that I'm going to tell them the ugly along with the good, and it creates more trust. What comes up for you as I'm kind of ranting a little bit on this topic that I'm passionate about as well?
I mean, honestly, it's just the micro and the macro, and we're talking about just that attention to detail and the mindsets, and people saying, "Oh, it's just an autoresponder." I talk a lot about victim blaming, and a scary thing happens when people try to be successful online and they don't pay attention because they won't pay attention to detail with what successful people are doing. They think they can just copy or do like a carbon copy and not know what they're doing wrong. They'll keep trying to do that same thing, and we'll talk about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But they never look at themselves and say, okay, well, this person is seeing success doing this. I'm not. There must be something I'm doing wrong. But instead of them saying there must be something I'm doing wrong, They'll look at themselves and they want to feel better. Everyone has an ego. This is a conversation I had to have with myself, and they never ask themselves why they're hating. And so, a lot of people, they change their mind frame around what it takes to be successful. Just in affiliate marketing, they'll change it from, oh, they're just lucky. Oh, it's the autoresponder they use, all to make themselves feel better. And so that's what I think about what comes up when you're talking about that. But also, what I touched on a little bit earlier is just the micro versus the macro attention to detail. You're talking about, how you talk in a TikTok and things of that nature. But even taking, success you find from a TikTok and transferring it over to, YouTube, or, how you can transfer it over to email marketing, having the same message, and then branding them over a certain period of time to really make sure that you have long-term success and not just a lucky strike and, a little bit of gold here, but long-term you're standing.
I was looking at your TikTok here, and the macro micro thing. I can see you got some Gary V things that you're doing some duets with, and listening to the right people. You know what I mean? How has the people that how have you decided who you're going to listen to on the internet and in your just you touched on financial literacy as well earlier, and that's just such a big deal in terms of and one of the things that I like about Gary Kenton is that he's like not about the flash and trash, and neither am I. Like it's about the love of the game. You know what I mean? It's about taking the money that I've earned and putting it in smart places, like investing it, buying real estate, buying stocks, waiting to buy, like not worrying about buying stuff to impress people that I don't even like anyways. We'll talk about sort of your marketing strategy here in a second. I just wanted to bring up your TikTok because I'm sure people will want to go and learn from you and kind of follow you and stuff like that. But how has who you listen to and what you listen to, how has that changed how is that changed the game for you around financial literacy and around your outlook? Because you talk about, you come from the music industry, like, bro, the music industry is, I mean, if that's all you listen to, you think life is just, and I'm a hip hop guy. So if like the majority, if that was all I listened to, bro, then I would think that life in many respects, if I was just going to go to the top, really most successful musicians, not some of the real lyricists that don't talk about just watches and all this kind of stuff. But like, if I listened to nothing but the most popular hip hop, I would think that it's all about ice. It's all about the newest, best watch. And I got some fat watches, but the truth of the matter is I kind of just wear my Apple Watch every day. So how has who you listen to, especially being in the music industry, like the Gary V's and some of these other dudes, how has that changed your outlook on money, around financial literacy?
It got me educated on financial literacy, for one, understanding the power of money. But a big thing is when I'm listening to these guys like Gary Vee, and even in hip hop, people like Nipsey Hussle or Russ, if you've heard of them, these people, they are powerful, and they tell you the power of self belief and actually working towards your goals. And a lot of people, there's a good saying out there like, rich people, they dig for gold, but people that are less fortunate, they complain about the cost of the shovel. And these people spread those great messages, and they tell you, brother, it's they force you to look at yourselves and say, why can't you? There are two types of people I always talk about. There's people that they look at other people's success and they use that to motivate them. Even if you're looking at MMA and UFC, like I'm into Conor McGregor, a lot of people don't like him, but a lot of people find motivation in what he did, how he came up, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
There are the second type of people that they look at somebody's success, and whether they want to admit it or not, that success intimidates them. They find excuses, it hurts their ego, because it's just like a big mirror holding it in their face and saying, you haven't done this, and they have to reflect. And so with listening to these people, these great people, you, Gary Vee, Nipsey Hussle, Russ, whatever, it's forced me to look at myself and see what I'm doing. Why can't I? And then move from there.
Yeah. And again, I don't assume that the music genre that you're in is hip hop, I just know that for me, that's kind of my go-to, because that's kind of what I grew up listening to. But anyways, you're right. There is some guys out there that you can that are talking a lot of smart business stuff. But even amongst all that, even the coolest cats, even the Russes, even the Nipseys, who's obviously not around anymore, unfortunately, the Jay-Z's, like, they still got a fat watch on their wrist. They still got, they're still buying stuff that if that's what I want to focus on, then I might get the wrong idea about money. And as I'm starting out in my journey as an entrepreneur, the smartest thing that I ever did was not get into massive credit card debt, was not to go and was always to pay my taxes. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing, man. That's a big thing when you become an entrepreneur. Now, all of a sudden, if you're being like a 1099 or you've got a corporation, you got to be responsible for your own taxes. Like I got now, this is even how I run my life and business now. I got one Amex Platinum for business, and I got one for personal, man. And everything goes through that, right? Because that's a way for me to make more money on the money that I spend, because you get points. Plus, I'm able to keep everything organized. The bill gets paid automatically every single month. So I know when it's coming out. I set aside my tax money at the end of every month. So I do a P&L at the end of every month, not at the end of 3 months, not at the end of 1 year. At the end of every month, I have a P&L. I go over with my bookkeeper and my accountant, and I say, what's the net and what do I need to set aside? I just put a check in the mail today for the IRS that is, I'm paying out for 1 quarter more than I would have ever thought that I would have earned. Let that sink in for a second. You know what I mean? Like, I'm paying out for 1 quarter way more than I thought that I would have ever earned. And that was not a burden to me, because I had that money set aside each and every month. And these little details, man, of how I operate has made my life so much better, so much different. I started buying houses, started doing this a while back, started buying houses, and I would pay the house down to where I had enough equity that I could then refinance that house and use that money to then go and buy another house. And I just kept doing that over and over so each house was leveraged. So now I've got all these rentals that I've only paid 20% down on each rental, and I got the rest from refinancing the previous house, and somebody else is paying the rent on them. You know what I mean? Before the election, everybody was pulling their money out, but saying, "Oh, I think the market's going to crash." But I got with a financial professional, a guy who's been managing my parents' money, and they're not rich. He's had to keep. They lost money back in 2008, and he brought it back. And I got with him, and I said, "What do you think? Is now a good time?" And he walked me through, and I made investments back in late October, which have grown significantly over the last couple of months because the market's continued to grow. So this financial literacy piece that you're talking about, man, and listening to the right people and not getting caught up in the Lambos and the bullshit, because most people who you see on social media who are fronting like they got tons of money are broke, man. They're broke. They don't have assets. They don't have wealth. They might be leasing or paying payments on a Lamborghini. They're broke, man. They got more debt than they got money. That's not rich, So, this is a big deal. I want to transition to talking about your marketing and your TikTok, but I wanted to give you a chance to comment on any of that I just said.
No, you hit it right on the head. They're broke. People are investing more in liability. Some people, they don't even have the first step down. They know how to, make some money, but they don't know how to make money work for them. And that's a big piece. You know what I mean? And, they're not invested in assets. They don't have assets. They're more invested in liabilities. And like you said, leasing Lamborghinis and getting the ice. So that's what it is.
And I'm telling you, like for the first while of my business, I had a Ford F-150, and then I had a Hyundai Santa Fe, man. And especially on the internet, like when you're working on the internet, there you don't need what, especially during COVID. Now, obviously, now I have a nicer car. Now, some years later, it doesn't even matter what it is. Who gives a shit? It's just sitting in the parking lot. It's just because I'm not going anywhere. This year, especially, man, this last year taught me a lot about all this excess shit that I have, which is not a lot, but just some of the stuff, jewelry that I do have or car or whatever. And it's like, damn, man, like none of it matters. None of it matters. It just doesn't. None of it matters. The
It doesn't.
only thing it serves is to fuel my ego and to impress other people, mainly who I don't like. And I'm just really trying to floss a big boy AP or something on my wrist and to let them. But most people don't even know what the hell it is. Like, like there's a few of my friends who know what some things are, and the rest don't even know what it is, man. So, yeah, it's a mindset thing, and I think a lot of it is getting comfortable in our own skin, man, to just be us and know that we're enough. A lot of it just I believe that the foundation of success is self-esteem, brother. What comes up for
It
you
is.
when I say that?
It is because just like you were talking about, having a Ford F-150 and all that stuff. You have to have self-esteem and know who you are first, before you get into any online space, because you're going to get attacked. That's what comes to my mind. You're going to get attacked. I mean, if you look at me through the skills that you've taught me, exactly. I've made over. It's been. I think I started November 18th, right? It's close to $20,000, and that's just about to be 2 months. I mean, and before this, I worked 9 to 5. I was only making $2,000 a month. I mean, look where people are like, look at his appliances. There's no way he makes money, all this different stuff. But it's like, you can say what you want, brother. You don't see my bank account. It doesn't matter. And
Right.
so it's like I'm living under my, what do they call it? I'm blanking, but
No, I know.
under your means and all that stuff.
Under your below your means, I
Below
think.
your means, yes,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Yeah.
And so it's like, brother, you got to have self-esteem to do that, because what if I got
Yeah.
insecure one day and I was just like, okay, I need to buy a watch. These people believe me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm only, trying to connect with the people that they see that and they know that. So it's a beautiful thing.
And here's another thing that I think is really important for us as marketers to be thinking about. Why do y'all think that I just come on here in a hoodie every day and a hat, man? Why do you think
Relatability.
I do that? Because you think because that's all I got to wear? Because that's all I can afford? It's branding, man. It's the same thing. It's repetition. It's becoming familiar. When people see me, they recognize, they feel comfortable. Oh man, he's there every day looking in the same way and all this kind of stuff. It's also being relatable, man.
I learned
Being
that from you. Like, you realize I learned that from you. If you like, you guys you're about to talk about my TikTok marketing. Like, people, you'll see comments. I get a lot of views, whatever. They're like, oh, come from the guy that wears the same 8 hoodies or something like that. I learned that from you. I watched you. I paid attention, but you didn't have to say it out loud, all that stuff. I just paid really close attention to what you were doing, and I do that. So
Yeah,
look at me
like
now.
right. Uh, that's one of those paying attention to detail things. So, what would you say with a little bit of time that we have left here? These we've been doing these shows lately. I've been going for like an hour, man, and I'm just like, I got to get some shit done, man. Like these mornings are so valuable for me to be able to focus and stuff. But I want to learn a little bit from you about your TikTok. So, we've got quite a following. You've got a lot of likes. You've got your link set up, everything. I can see the consistency with the hoodie and all that. Talk to us about, what do you think are the biggest things that have attributed to your success in terms of as I like to call it, chumming the waters, bringing people to the boat, getting people to watch your content, being interested in what you're saying.
Attention to detail on knowing what you're doing before you do it. And just looking in the TikTok space. When I started, I got that many followers in less than 2 months, because I had a good message to start. But not only that, I talk a lot about, actually starting. You got to post a lot. If you're just talking about TikTok in general, you got to post a lot in your niche and whatnot. And they say, oh, I got lucky, this and that. But the truth of the matter is, you can scroll down to the beginning of my page. I was posting sometimes 15 to 20 times a day without showing
Wow.
my face.
Oh,
15 to
wow.
20, and I still do, up to 6 to 8 times a day posting. I have a
Wow.
second page I even did to prove to people that you can build a following. I built a following of 10,000 plus followers in just 5 days, just because I was doing the same thing to tell you it works. And so that's how I started, not showing my face. Got these free videos and stuff, posting a lot, because what it takes is you to actually experience. And that's something very valuable, what you give, and, how you give values, that you give people the opportunity to have firsthand experience. And, with TikTok, you have to start by doing that. You got to pay attention, because, you know, when you're learning how to skate, I mean, at least when I was learning how to skate, I say this all the time. I looked like a baby giraffe. I was falling on my butt. I didn't know, what to do. But I didn't stand outside the skating rink and look, and I wasn't like, do I put my left foot in front of my right foot? How are they skating? What do I do? No, I just got out there and started skating more, learned
Mm.
my balance, and then, found out what worked for me, my legs, whatever, and started skating. Same thing with TikTok, man. You got to look what works for you, what type of content was working, because you'll get, 50 views, 100 views, whatever. Then you'll get one that pops at 10,000 views. Then that's you finding your balance, and then you
Mm.
scale and expand on top of that. And with me, I've been branding myself since the very beginning on financial literacy,
Mm.
and building value around making money work for you, and how you can do that, and then transitioning into, because eventually you're going to find, in order to invest in assets and have more money work for you, if you want to hire more employees, which is the money, you're going to need a side income, whatever you do.
Yeah.
And the most beginner friendly side hustle that I've ever come across is affiliate marketing.
You
And
know
that's
what's
how I
in,
get my value.
you know what's interesting, man, is that like financial literacy and just like teaching, because most people don't even know how to balance a checkbook. You know what I mean? Like it's such a tragedy, man. Like it's just it's insanity. I mean, the that's why self-education and in e-learning programs like what we have are sort of like on the come up, like no other right now, is because this conversation that we've had for the past 32 minutes is more valuable than most business classes that you would ever take in college, just with the 4 or 5 topics that we've gone through in 32 minutes. I mean, so what I was going to say was, just within this conversation, both you and I have given enough tips that somebody could go and create 10 to 15-second videos just from today. And it's a damn shame if you guys show up to this show and listen to what we're talking about and are not repurposing this information, right? Because I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to be straight up with you. Total transparency, because I want you guys to understand my strategy. The reason why I do this every day is because there's no other guru, there's no other CEO of any company that does what I do 5 days a week. Matt goes on and does 1 day a week. That's our CMO. There's no other company that does that. So part of why we do this is to completely set ourselves apart and to show people that are coming in we're the real deal. Because you don't get any more real than having a live conversation. This shit's never scripted. I come on 2 minutes before I go live every day. Sometimes it's 15 seconds. I don't even know what you're going to say. I have no idea. The shows are booked for me. I show up and this is completely live every day. So it's a way to sort of show people that we're real and we are who we say we are, and we know what we say we know. But the second thing is because I want to give the people, those of you who are listening, I want to give you value to be able to repurpose, to be, it's sort of like, hey, here's content for the day. You know what I mean? Like, here's content for the day. If you're struggling with content, I'm going to have a conversation with a marketer and we're going to drop probably 20 to 30 big nuggets that you can repurpose into content. And and so I think that's that attention to detail. It's getting into that creator mode. It's really looking for, this is the biggest. Let me just drop one more big bomb that I think, in terms of, if I go back, I think about how have I created success. Every single thing that's happened in my life, like what happened was I put on glasses, man. It was like I had this, like these glasses that were like, I saw life through a different lens, man. I just had a set of glasses that when I looked at life, I didn't see opportunity. Like, I was a bit of a hustler growing up, so I did kind of see opportunity, but I didn't, it wasn't storytelling like what marketing. And then when I came into marketing, I got these glasses that everything that happened in my life, I had this new way that I looked at life, and I was like, I could turn that into a story. I could turn that into a video. I could turn that into an email, because there was like a little lesson in it. Something that happened with my parents, something that happened with somebody at the store, something that happened in traffic, something that happened as I was sitting at my desk. I would take every situation and I would turn it into a story that I could use to make a point. And that level of storytelling through just using everyday scenarios, everyday situations, and turning that into little, almost like my marketing has always sort of been like a little soap opera series. You know what I mean? Because I'm always telling and talking about little things that are happening in my life or that in my business. And it's sort of like this soap opera that I'm putting real, tangible, real life situations. I'm using those to make the points. I have no idea why I just got off on that rant, but I guess is because I was talking about how much value we're dropping in, that you could repurpose this content onto TikTok or YouTube or whatever your content strategy is. But what are you thinking about when I talk about that? Are you doing that same thing are you seeing life that same way now in terms of marketing and using every situation as an opportunity to tell a story and make a point?
Yes, definitely. And that comes, like we're talking about, attention to detail, like you said. Every single thing that you go through, day-to-day life, whatever it is, you can turn that into a story. And then having the skills to turn that, not just a story, but a marketable story, something that people can relate to and get something from. You're talking about repurposing content, and it's a shame that a lot of people just won't, because they're not paying attention to detail. We're literally telling them to do it,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's limiting beliefs and whatnot. But you just got to break through that, and you just got to do it. You got to go out there and skate, find your balance, and you'll figure it out. Because you and me, I mean, if we have more success than anybody that's listening right now, we believe the same as them. We breathe the same air. We drink the same water. The thing that we've done different, we just failed a whole lot more than them. That's it. So I need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it's about it's about being willing to have a story or an email that you send out flop, or a TikTok video that you do flop. You know what I mean? Knowing that within 24 hours, that should be such an afterthought, because everything that you've done in the past no longer matters or is relevant. Like the emails, the ads, the success that you had yesterday. One of the reasons why I'm so on the grind every day is because I know that some of you more science people are going to say, well, actually that is what happens, but you'll get the analogy when I say it. What I ate yesterday don't make me shit today. You know what I mean? Like I have to keep feeding. I have to keep eating. I have to keep grinding. You know what I mean? Like if I don't use it, I'll lose it. And that's sort of part of the, I guess, part of the game that I play, and I sort of look at it like a game, is how do I stay? If you want to be the best, if you want to be great at something, like you can't rest on yesterday's success. You can't rest on what you did yesterday. And that's one of the things I think that's made us great at content creation, course creation, and marketing just in general, is that we're always here at Legendary saying, how can we one up what we did before? It may seem like we're just riding on our success, but I guarantee you behind the scenes right now, we got multiple things cooking that we're working towards because we want to improve what we've already done, and what we have. And so yeah, get out there. I love the skating analogy. You're not going to just stand outside in the parking lot and look into the window and watch other people skate, man. You're going to get there. And every single one of us have done that with skates or a bike or a scooter. I'm watching my 4-year-old ride scooters and bikes and all that kind of stuff right now. And I'm just watching her learn how to ride and encouraging her. And let us be that encouragement for you guys. Like, you don't have to ride alone. You can come and listen and get this encouragement every single day. Brother, it's been an honor, a privilege, a pleasure. It's been fun, and I hope that you'll come back and continue to give us this wisdom that you're learning, and the success that you're having. I hope you'll come back and keep us updated, maybe every month or two.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been a beautiful conversation. I love talking.
All right, my man. Well, listen, I'm gonna flash your TikTok up one more time. Everybody, let's give Kenton a huge thank you, round of applause. Go in the comments, of course, below, so he can come back and feel some love, feel some support, feel some appreciation. This is just him coming in and going through our stuff, using it, in giving back. And that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty of what we've got going on here. So peace, my brother. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to flash your TikTok one more time so everybody can see it and follow you. Guys, what a powerful, powerful, powerful conversation. Here's Kenton's TikTok. If you guys want to go follow him, this is certainly a guy that is on it. You know what I mean? Like, he's on it. He's taken action. And I like the scrolling back all the way through thing too, and looking at kind of what he did at the beginning, which was kind of building the foundation of his TikTok without even ever showing his face. That was cool. It's cool to see and look at people's journeys and see how they've evolved. Part of what he talked about with the attention to detail is actually really looking and not just looking at somebody's today, but looking at what somebody has done to be able to get to where they're at, now. And it's a journey. And certainly, somebody might be doing something different now that's giving them more success. Just popped over a video that had 1.3 million views right there. Boom. Where can you do that? There's no marketing right now is insane on the internet. It's insane. The opportunity that is in front of us all. If you guys are here, I don't mean to be the old dude who's like, I had to used to walk up 2 miles uphill barefoot both ways to get a lead. But damn, man, nowadays it's like you're cruising downhill on a scooter to get to school, man. I mean, that's at least what it feels like. So get in the game. Love and appreciate all you guys. We'll be back here once again tomorrow for Wake Up Legendary. Go through our challenge, enroll in our blueprints if you can. You'll get lifetime updates to that, and we will give you a blueprint to get started developing your skill sets so you can actually turn this curiosity maybe that you have about building the business online into a real business. Be like